Greetings, family, friends, and survivors. I thought I'd show you the wood splitter modification in action. We put a Predator motor from Harbor Freight on there, runs much better than the original motor. And we also put an alternator with an internal regulator and a battery to run the winch. Let's see how she works. Let's see the ball, Mr. Gibbs. Get it in a minute. Well, that's it. See, we put a Predator on here. It used to have a vertical shaft Briggs that had an automatic choke, and at our elevation it just doesn't work at all, surging all the time. So we got one where we're responsible for the choke and a carburetor that's adjustable. Got a little adapter to fit the back of the motor, and put a Suzuki Samurai alternator on there. Put one of the linked belts in there because it's a whole lot easier to change the belt. Otherwise you'd have to take the pump off, which isn't the end of the world, but it was more convenient. And there's a switch and a little light to tell me that the field is energized. And then the relay controller for the winch, forward and reverse, is in there, and it's all fused. That covers just to keep the chips out of there. And we went ahead and put a 1,500-pound trailer jack on there. Now that it's heavier, it is more cumbersome to try to hook up and that sort of thing. And I used to be able to throw these rounds up here without injury. In fact, at least 3 times that big, but those are over 100 pounds each. And I did just see my general prac and a specialist last week, and it looks like I'm headed to a neurosurgeon here in a couple of weeks, and that's actually good. It may be neuropathy, since I have lots of neurological issues and a movement disorder, and on and on and on of different kinds of neurological issues. There's still a possibility that some of it could be relieved from, I think, what is called a compression relief surgery. The spurring from arthritis is severe, and my hands go to sleep and that sort of thing. So it's possible that they can fix some of it. It's possible that it's just neuropathy and there isn't anything more they can do. Be that as it may, there's a possibility that they can relieve some of the pain. I didn't get epidural injections every 4 months, and I get about 2 hours a day where I can be on my feet pretty consistently. I still have to sit down, but I can go for a couple hours a day, and if I do more than that, then I'm just, well, it's just really, really rough. Let's put it that way. So I try to do what I can do, and moving the big rounds, in fact, even picking the firewood up off the ground and stacking it, it wipes me out. But I really don't have a choice. We can't afford to heat the house any other way than wood. We're off grid. We're not going to heat with propane. That's going to be $200-250 a month in propane, and we can't afford that. So I kind of do what I have to do, and it takes me all year long to get the firewood up, or dealing with firewood in one way or another. But I really don't have a choice. It does keep me moving, because the truth is I'm in as much pain sitting down as I am standing up. But well, let's put it this way. I wouldn't hire me to do anything. I'm not employable in that way, because I might be able to be there tomorrow morning, I might not. So I can't commit myself really in life to be there on a job or to be there socially, because I never know when the neurological disorders are just simply going to take me out, and walking 100 feet is not possible. And I'm not complaining. It is what it is. I'm thankful for every bit of health that I do have. But I said all of that to say this. You can just kind of curl up in a ball and feel bad about yourself, or you can think outside of the box, rejoice for the health that you do have, rejoice for the mobility that you do have, and sometimes come up with a bit of engineering that can make it possible. It's laughable to put an electric winch on a log splitter for rounds that only weigh 100 pounds. But, you know, if that'll get you where you can get some firewood up so that your family doesn't freeze to death in the wintertime, then it's a good idea. The motor was $99. I had the winch already. I bought the boom on Craigslist for $55. I had the alternator, so it really wasn't very expensive a project. I think the $29 for the trailer jack. Not a whole lot involved here. A lot of it I already had. And it took me months to get up to the shop and tinker with it and get it going. But man, it's really, really paying off for me. Because even bending over and rolling those on the ground, back could go out and I'll be laid up for a week. It's just the way it is. And again, folks, I'm not complaining. What I'm saying is I'm working with what I have. And the other thing that I do is I volunteer my time. And, you know, maybe you are disabled, and I'm sorry about that. But is there something you could do to help other people? Could you volunteer your time? Maybe go down to the elementary school and volunteer to read to the kids in the reading program. Go and help out at the Boys and Girls Club. Go volunteer for the Sunday school class at church. There's something that you can do to help others. Maybe you're disabled and you're not employable at this time. That doesn't mean you are an invalid or invalid. You might be invalid for earning a wage, but you're not invalid to help other people. So again, the most joyful way is to serve others. Remember the acronym JOY. Jesus first, then others, O, and then you is the way of joy. Be others oriented. Focus on the needs of the people around you. Serve other people. And yeah, maybe you're disabled, but there's something that you can do for others. In fact, here's a true story. One of my very, very close and personal friends broke her neck at 19 years old. She was out partying, and she rolled her truck, and she went through the skylight, didn't have her seatbelt on, and she's been a quadriplegic ever since. The most godly man I've ever known in my life loved her, married her in that condition. They both got saved and came to Jesus. And yes, she's still in that wheelchair, but her husband loves her like you can't imagine. The most godly man I know. And she went on to get her bachelor's degree in counseling. And the local college, the local high school and junior high school can't get along without her. She grabs that mouthpiece that she's able to run her computer with and type. She types faster with that stick in her mouth than I do with both hands. Rides all over town and visits people, loves people and serves people, and she's been a quadriplegic for over 25 years. She disabled? Yes. Can she still volunteer her time and help others? You bet she can. So when I saw her and her condition and what she was able to do, I just quit complaining. No sense in it. All right, folks, have a blessed day.